Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beatrice and today we're practicing a sequence to target our low back. It's going to be a yin sequence and all we need is one block. So have it handy just in case you need it, you might not. And whenever you're ready, jump on the mat and come practice with me. So we'll start this sequence and our grounding in a forward fold. So coming into a bent knees forward fold, so we can really target that low back rather than the hamstrings, which we're not looking for targeting at the moment. So as we come to our mat, finding our sitting bones, bending the knees as much as we need to keep the feet flat to the ground. If we need to support our seated position, we can bring a block under the sitting bones and tilt the pelvis forward slightly so we can straighten the spine a little bit more. And once we're ready, exhaling and coming to fold, belly to thighs, taking the hands down either side of the feet or either side of the legs. And we can let the head drop. And so starting gently, using this posture not just to target our lower back, but also to find our breath. Begin to notice the rising and falling of the abdomen on the thighs. If that isn't there, and we notice we're breathing up into the chest, trying to keep the shoulders and chest as still as possible, and bringing the breath down into the belly. And trying to let the head relax and drop. Bending the elbows a little bit more if we're feeling we're building tension in the neck and the shoulders. Palms are facing up to the sky if that feels good for your body. And otherwise you can have the palms down if that feels better and you feel like you can relax a little bit more. And as always in yin, trying to rest the length of our muscles. Try not to hold tension, try not to hold anything really. Just trying to rest into the posture, allowing ourselves and our posture to work into the deeper tissues. And trying to find a place of stillness. If at any point you feel like you need to straighten the knees a little bit, by all means you can do that. Just remembering to bring yourself into a place of sensations but never pain. If possible, allowing ourselves to breathe in and out the nose.
maybe lengthening the inhales and exhales so we can gently slow the breath down. If you want to, you can straighten the knees completely, but trying to keep a soft bend there. Just for the next few breaths, not so much. We don't have much longer here. Just a few more breaths. You can use that block to prop yourself up onto the forehead. On our inhale, pressing ourselves up to an upright spine, slowly, mindfully coming out of postures with as much gentleness as possible. Coming up, and then maybe leaning back, pointing the fingers to the back of our mat, lifting the chest for a counter pose, maybe looking up. You can point the toes, flex the foot. And from here, coming into a wide-legged seated stance with our block with us. So taking ourselves to face the side of our mat and opening both legs as wide as we can. If we feel there's any pressure at the knee, we can bring maybe a couple of blocks, maybe a pillow underneath the knees, anything that feels good for us to let go of all the muscles around there. So starting by coming to the right side, bringing the block to the inside of the knee or the thigh at any height. So maybe starting at the highest height, bringing the forearm down to the block, inhaling to lift the right arm up and overhead. You can bend the elbow, take the hand to the back of the head, come into a side bend. If this is not enough, bring the block one step lower. Noticing how we feel here. We can even bend the right elbow and bring the head on the hand for support. Trying to let the feet be soft. We don't need to point them up to the sky. Finding moments of silence to listen to the body. Noticing where we feel the posture. If we can let go a little bit deeper. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Slowly allowing the upper arm, the left arm, to come down in front of us, helping ourselves up to center. Taking a moment here just to notice differences in sides, seeing how we're feeling now. We've targeted that left side. Maybe swinging from side to side, taking any movement that feels good, trying to be gentle with the movement. And then from here, moving to the other side. So bringing the block to the inside of your right leg, of your left leg. At any height that feels comfortable for you. So maybe start at a higher height that you would think you need. And then taking that right arm up and overhead, bending the elbow, taking ourselves into a side bend. Staying here or supporting the head with the left hand. Listening to what this side has to say. And keeping the breath as soft as possible. And taking 3 more deep breaths on this side as well. Slowly releasing that upper right arm, pressing ourselves up. And taking the block to the front of our mat. Keeping it there. Helping ourselves back through center with the hands, supporting the knees, gently leaning back and taking the feet flat to the ground. We can lean back with the hands and wave the knees from side to side. Noticing how we're feeling now after both sides. And then bringing ourselves up to the hands and knees. And down onto our front, straight away. As we come to the front, making sure we have space on the mat to be comfortable, and taking ourselves up to our forearms. So this is Sphinx pose. You can stay here and have the elbows underneath the shoulders. If this is too much for your low back, and it can definitely be quite intense, you can bring the arms a little bit farther forward. So the pose is a bit more restorative, a bit more gentle, relaxing the glutes as much as we can. And taking that block, if we want to, if we feel we need support, under the forehead, so we can support the head in the posture. We don't have to hold any tension into the shoulders. Relaxing down on the block. You can even bring the palms to face up to the sky. Taking ourselves into an extension. Finding that little bit of gentle stress in the low back. And stress is not a bad word. It can be really useful for our bodies at the right amounts. Trying to relax the facial muscles. As we're ready, we can remove that block from under the forehead, placing it to one side. Taking ourselves down to the front. And from here, we're moving into a posture that's naturally a counter pose to Sphinx, which is child's pose. Taking our hands either side of the chest, pressing up to hands and knees. And as we reach the hands and knees, you can take the big toes together, and you can either keep the knees together or open them wide. Anything that works for your hips, really.
sitting back towards the heels. And even if your heels don't touch your hips don't touch the heels, your sitting bones don't touch, you can always bring a block or a blanket or pillow in between to support your child's pose. And then taking our arms forward, letting the head drop down to the ground or on the block or maybe on a pillow. And letting the spine now lengthen. Trying to let the arms be soft, the shoulders soft. And taking a moment to bring our attention to the low back. As we do that, can we find our breath? Do we feel it in the belly? In the sides of the body? Maybe a breath has become so deep that even the back of the body moves. See as you inhale if you can expand the low back. And exhale to take everything back to a center, towards the spine. Taking here as many more breaths as you need. I'll leave you here, trying to rest as much as you can. And if you want to, you can even take a Shavasana. Thank you very much for taking this practice with me. I hope you join me again soon.